Go, Captain, for me greet the Danish king. Tell him that by his license Fortinbras craves the conveyance of a promised march over his kingdom. You know the rendezvous. If that his majesty would aught with us, we shall express our duty in his eye, and let him know so.
I will do it, my lord.
Go softly on.
Whose powers are these?
They are of Norway, sir.
How purpose, sir, I pray you?
Against some part of Poland.
Who commands them, sir?
The nephew to old Norway, Fortinbras.
Goes it against the main of Poland, sir, or for some frontier?
Truly to speak, and with no addition, we go to gain a little patch of ground that hath in it no profit but the name.
5 ducats, 5. I would not farm it. Nor will it yield to Norway or the Pole. A ranker rate should it be sold in fee.
Why then? The Polak will never defend it.
Yes, it is already garrisoned.
1,000 souls and 20,000 ducats will not debate the question of this straw. That is the imposthume of much wealth and peace, that inward breaks and shows no cause without why the man dies. I humbly thank you, sir.
God be with you, sir.
I'll be with you straight, go a little before. How all occasions do inform against me and spur my dull revenge. What is a man if his chief good and market of his time be but to sleep and feed? A beast no more? Sure, he that made us with such large discourse, looking before and after, gave us not that capability and godlike reason to fuss in us unused. Now, whether it be bestial oblivion or some craven crumble of thinking too precisely on the event, a thought which, quartered, hath but one part wisdom, and ever 3 parts coward. Do not know why yet I live to say, this thing's to do. Sith I have cause and will and strength and means to do it. Examples gross as earth exhort me. Witness this army of such mass in charge, led by a delicate and tender prince, whose spirit with divine ambition puffed makes mouths at the invisible event, exposing what is mortal and unsure to all that fortune, death, and danger dare, even for an eggshell. Rightly to be great is not to stir without great argument, but greatly to find quarrel in a straw, when honor's at the stake. How stand I then, that have a father killed, a mother stained, excitements of my reason and my blood, and let all sleep, while to my shame I see the imminent death of 20,000 men, that for a fantasy and trick of fame go to their graves like beds, fight for a plot whereon the numbers cannot try the cause, which is not tomb enough incontinent to hide the slain? Oh, from this time forth, my thoughts be bloody, or be nothing worth.
In Act 4, Scene 4, Hamlet begins his bloody path for revenge.
As well as that, we get to see a great example of Shakespeare's language, including blank verse, iambic pentameter, and prose.
In the beginning of the scene, Hamlet talks to Fortinbras' captain about what they are doing. This is all in prose, it is just simple conversation. While it is important information, Shakespeare's use of prose shows that the conversation is mostly just for plot.
Doing research on blank verse, we find that it is mainly used for passionate, important, or momentous occasions and for introspection. Shakespeare starts using blank verse when Hamlet finds out that Fortinbras' army is going to die for a, quote, little patch of ground. This is extremely important because it shows that piece of information changes Hamlet as a character. He finds out that his revenge must happen, and he needs to start being a, quote, man. The use of blank verse emphasizes this.
As the soliloquy starts, the reader sees how intense Hamlet is. He continues using blank verse, 10 syllables a line, stress and unstressed syllables back and forth. The soliloquy is so important because Hamlet and the play is never the same after it. Now that Hamlet realizes how vital his revenge is, he talks about all the reasons he needs to get revenge. His father's killed, his mother's strained, etc.
Hamlet makes a point that if someone like Fortinbras, a spoiled prince, can kill people, so should Hamlet. Hamlet also psychs himself out in the soliloquy, getting more and more angry during it. He finished his soliloquy by saying arguably the most important line of the play. From this time forth, my thoughts be bloody, or be nothing worth. Hamlet is on a path to kill, and nothing will stop him.